Hi Cancer, and welcome to your July 2019 general reading. I've already posted your love readings. They're on my Vimeo channel and you can find the link underneath. So we're obviously in eclipse season, Cancer, and we know that it's in your sign. Okay, so going to be quite an emotional month. So let's try and find out how to navigate this month. I absolutely love eclipse season. Don't buy into fear, because eclipses are actually there to free us from anything that's taking our energy, that's not in our highest good. So eclipse seasons, just don't believe any ideology that promotes fear. So basically allow the process and enjoy the ride as much as possible. But let's see how this is going to manifest for Cancer. Give me one card as I shuffle the rest of the deck. Okay, you've got the Loyal Heart card. Love the Loyal Heart card, and the relationship theme continues, Cancer, because I've turned around and the Soulmates card is also on top of the deck. So clearly there's a relationship vibe going on here. Seem to have been having the same readings for quite a few months, Cancer, for you. Okay, now I'm going to read the Loyal Heart card because I particularly like this card because it's evidence-based. So you begin to see someone's loyalty to you in very practical parts of your life. So it's not on this ephemeral realm, and it's not in this 5D realm. It's very much in your hands, what you can see, what you can touch and you can feel. Very sort of similar to the Empress sort of love. Very practical. And I really, probably one of my favourite relationship cards when it shows up. So can you please tell me how Cancer navigates this eclipse season and the energies they're working with? I'm going to split the cards. When I read for Capricorn, which is your opposite, the most confusing reading I've ever done. So I'm really hoping Cancer has a bit more of a clear reading. Deep breath. What's going on? So you've got the Sun behind you and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so some of you are going on a voyage, archetypally looking for the Ten of Cups, essentially. So some of you haven't been satisfied where you are. So the Eight of Cups is a Jupiter card. So this is a card about entering into the unknown territory, but it's a very blessed card because he's dressed in purple and gold. So it's not a cup it's not a card which is about loss, because it's a card that he chooses to search for more meaning in his life. Okay, now what you want is a Judgment card, very beautiful, right under the Sun card. What's helping you get the Judgment is the Ace of Wands. The challenge is the World, okay, which means there's still a cycle completing itself. But something's completing itself as something new is born, okay? That's very interesting. Yeah, there you go, Cancer, in your relationship house. It's really funny, this Ace of Cups. It's one of these cards, the Eye of the Divine, yeah, this sort of love. And quite a lot of people, I think, get quite upset with how I read it, because divine love doesn't see the world that we see it in the way that we see it. I'll tell you in a minute. And you're ending in a little bit of fear. That's interesting. One more card after the fear. Page of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, going inwards, I actually, I can see how you're ending with 2 9s, by the way, because right away you've got 2 aces showing up, and the World card is a challenge, because there's an awful lot of new energy, and there's an awful lot of energy about resurrection. So the resurrection obviously happens after you've been in a little bit of a dark night of the soul, so maybe feeling a little bit oppressed, a little bit tired, but you're ending July going into reflection. And I'm looking at these cards and I'm sort of saying, well, no wonder, because for some of you is how you start. Some of you might be moving, relocating, changing job, going on a journey into the great mystery, because when we go into the moon, we're always going into the unknown, okay? Unknown territory. And unknown territory can, you know, it puts us in that space of, what's the right word? Being a little bit unsure, being a little bit uncertain, but very, very beautiful and very, very guided, because the Ace of Wands is the gift, which means there's this energy of inspiration that's pushing you, and I don't think you could control it even if you wanted to. So there's this beautiful new energy carrying you forward. You're also with the Sun and this Ace of Cups. So that's what I mean. This decision some of you are making, some of you are making about leaving something behind is very inspired by a vision of there can be something better for me. It doesn't feel like a loss. It almost feels just like this very inspired journey. Now what you're looking for is a Judgment card. So the Judgment card is the card of resurrection. Goes hand in hand with the Death card, because after every dark night we go through the opposite. We have this feeling of being totally alive, very open and very sort of receptive to this energy that wants to come through us. It's funny because I'm seeing this card both in work and in love. Okay? So the Ace of Wands is the gift. So this is the gift of this beautiful fire energy of enthusiasm and passion. And I'm pretty sure with the rest of the cards, this is what's guiding you here. There's this force guiding you forward. Can you give me one clarifying card? Yeah, look, it's with the Two of Cups. So this is either a relationship coming back, or the second chances at love, or third chances of love. But there's a feeling, because of the aces, that this is about a new journey and a new path. It might be with a relationship from the past for some of you, or for some of you it's a brand new start. No card, all cards have traditional meanings, but every case is a little bit different. The World is the challenge, okay? So the World, there's things in this jigsaw puzzle, essentially, that aren't going to fit in. You know, there's an old saying in the I Ching that change is always difficult at the beginning. So when the World card is a challenge, there's a sort of feeling of a little bit of disorganisation. It's through disorganisation, chaos theory, that we get really what we're seeking, especially with cards of the Eight of Cups. When we leave behind the known and enter into the unknown, cards of the World are always going to be the challenge, because we're making incredible shifts and changes, okay? So the World card could be about you, it could also be about the other person, and things have not fully came full circle yet, essentially. Is there anything to worry about? No. Apart from the World card rules Saturn, and Saturn is very much about those qualities that a lot of us can sometimes struggle with. Patience is one of them. A little bit of having to endure, a little bit of patience, and maybe for some of you who are going on this journey, who are making changes in their life, there's going to have to be a bit of an energy of endurance here, okay? Just bear with it. Now, in your relationships, you've got the Ace of Cups. Such an interesting card. This is why I use this deck, because I don't read the Ace of Cups the same way in other decks, because this Ace of Cups has obviously got the Eye of the Divine. Now, it talks of sometimes fierce love and fierce grace, because the Divine doesn't see love and relationships the way that we do. So sometimes it breaks down our barriers. Sometimes a lot of people get actually quite overwhelmed with the Ace of Cups, and then we have problems because the other person goes into a resistance pattern. Yeah. The trick with the Ace of Cups is to try and love the way the Divine loves, which means we try not look at the problems in the relationship, we try and look for the gifts in the relationship. But for some of you, there's a brand new relationship starting. Do you want to clarify the Ace of Cups, please? For me? One card. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm going to split them before I pick the card. Yeah, okay, Two of Swords. Two of Swords with the Ace of Cups. Can be beautiful. For some of you, there's a feeling that you're still waiting on this world to complete itself. Or the Two of Swords is traditionally a card of peace. So there's clearly, we're talking about a work in progress with this reading, okay? But to be in the Two of Swords with the Ace of Cups is to be at peace with the unfolding world. And you know what, Cancer, that's what peace is. Just to be in the space of allowing. Allowing is a quality of the soul. And controlling is a quality of the ego, okay? We've all got both, by the way, so there's not a harsh judgment here. But when we're in the space of allowing, we're in this incredible softness, and we allow whatever this world is about, whoever, but yeah, because some people are this Ten of Wands, which means you're either with someone who's still carrying this Ten of Wands, which means they've got some psychological work to do, or there's completion cycles going on here for you to get to these aces. But the aces are showing up, but so are the completion cycles, which sometimes can be quite a hard energy to navigate, Cancer. So be careful of your heart and be careful of your well-being. Now the Chariot is in your money and work. Lovely card. A little bit of moving forward here, knowing where you're going, because both Sphinxes are headed in the same direction, which is like the opposite of the Five of Wands when we're all disjointed. Incredible loss of energy. But there's a focus and there's a direction around your money and your work, and you're going for a vehicle. And there's this feeling that as you enter into July, that's what you're looking for. And there's an awful lot of, so as you're in that Eight of Cups, some of that Eight of Cups might be a bit of redirection in your career, a little bit of refocusing, as well as the clear energy of relationships here. In your soul position, you've got the Three of Pentacles, which is very, very interesting because the Three of Pentacles is about working as a team, okay? I think for you, if this is clearly a relationship reading, there needs to be a pulling together of energies for some decisions to be made here, okay? If not, this might be a bit teamwork because the Chariot next to the Three of Pentacles is very much a focused working together energy, which propels your life forward. Don't forget, Cancer, we rise by raising other people. So always look after people's self-esteem and self-value. That is how you manage to end up getting cards at the Ace of Cups, okay? Now, the ending of the month, you go into a little bit of anxiety pattern here. The Nine of Swords and the Hermit, you have got the Page of Pentacles. I'll bring him up in a minute. But there's a little bit of anxiety starting to grow. And obviously this is you going into a Hermit phase. I think for some of you, this is an incredibly, very beautiful, but quite a full-on month ahead. There might be issues that you've been carrying with you, about to be put to rest, about to be completed. And it takes tremendous, tremendous energy. And I'm wondering if that's why you're going into the Hermit. Don't forget the Nine of Swords is a card of fight and flight, fight or flight. And it can happen when we're overexhausted. So look after yourself, protect your energy, protect your well-being. Because this Page of Pentacles might talk about going for a little bit of a support. He'd be like going for a treatment, a massage, to sort of care for yourself, okay? He almost might be some sort of beginning in the material world. He could be a person, but he could be a new opportunity coming your way, which is connected with that Cancer card and your money and work. I'm thinking about your relationship reading, and I'm trying not to talk about it so everyone gets fair treatment. Actually, I won't. I think it's just something if you decide you want to check out. I want to ask why the Nine of Swords. Can you tell me why? Okay, because of the King of Cups. So there's a little bit of anxiety, probably around this relationship. You know what, Cancer? I really get the Ace of Cups card, okay? Because I lived through it. So that's how you really get to know the cards. And sometimes this Ace of Cups, that's its job. Its job is to actually clear a lot of our old patterns, old fears, old limitations. It's like putting a light on, okay? And so when cards like the Nine of Swords show up, I'm actually not very surprised. Because the gift of the Ace of Cups is to show us all those places we were not that way to ourselves, we were not that way to other people. And I'm not talking about staying in relationships that are not good for you, Cancer, but it's a purging card. Because it's the eye of the divine, and the divine doesn't want us living in small oppressive boxes. It wants us expanded. It wants us sort of shining. And sometimes the way to shine is to go into cards like the Nine of Swords and dig out all those gremlins, all those shadow patterns that are preventing us being in cards like the Ace of Cups. And really, to tell the truth, between me and you, that is the Ace of Cups, but it's also the soul's journey. That is how we evolve. So I'm not remotely worried, Cancer. I'm absolutely intrigued about how the weeklies are going to pan out for you over the month. I think the best bet, if you can get the Vimeo reading, get it. If not, just keep checking out the weeklies, okay? And we'll see how this very incredible love story is playing out over this eclipse season, okay? But Cancer, left hand on heart, my soul knows exactly what it's doing, because it does. It's only us that resist it. And resisting cards at the Ace of Cups is not the best idea. I've seen it happening many times, and I include myself in that because it can be such a powerful, powerful card. Lots of love, Cancer. Love you lots. Be thinking about you over the month. It's all going to be good. Keep your hat on. Keep your feet on the ground and keep your left hand on your heart. My soul knows what it's doing. Loads of love, guys. Bye.